More from you, Adam, coming. Let's get to New York. The Giants quarterbacks posted a 34 total QBR last year, which ranked 29th in the NFL. It was the worst QBR by the Giants in any season since the metric began in 2006. And on top of that, New York ranked 27th in yards per attempt, 26th in touchdown to interception ratio, and last with 85 sacks taken. So Giants owner John Mara didn't rule out taking a quarterback earlier in the draft, saying yesterday, quote, "If they fall in love with a quarterback and believe that it's worth pick number 6 or moving up, I certainly would support that." So earlier today, head coach Brian Daboll talked about how he assesses that position.
You're watching everything and seeing how they respond, how they respond in 2-minute situations, how they respond after an interception. What's the play look like after a few bad plays or a few incompletions? Again, there's no exact science in it. It's obvious that there isn't. You do the best job you can. I love doing it. I love evaluating the quarterbacks. I love meeting with the quarterbacks. It's an awesome position to work with, and it's a really fun position to evaluate.
I like that Daboll still had his name tag on there. Giants reporter Jordan Raanan joins us now. And Jordan, how realistic is it that the quarterback is where they go at number 6 for New York?
Well, here's how we know it's a real possibility, Laura. The Giants are looking strongly at the quarterbacks. They're using their precious time before the draft here. Joe Shane went to the USC Pro Day recently. You have J.J. McCarthy, Drake May, both already did pre-draft visits with the Giants. And Coach Brian Daboll, he said today that he's going to be going to some pro days coming up. Well, guess whose pro day is Wednesday? Jaden Daniels at LSU. On Thursday, Drake May at North Carolina. And one thing John Mara, the Giants owner, pointed out, and it really stood out to me, he said that the front office told him this was the most talented group of quarterbacks to come out in recent years. With that being said, this is a team that can get out of the Daniel Jones deal after this year. He has an injury history, they know. 3 injuries in 3 years. Is that something they want to build around? The question that they're going to have to answer, or that's really going to determine maybe whether they get a quarterback, is there going to actually be one of the top quarterbacks available when they pick at number 6?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that's the issue for a lot of these teams. They're thinking, how high do I actually have to get up there to get one of them? Thanks to Jordan for the latest there. Let's go to a little bit more conversation around all of this. Tim, when you think about everything that's going to happen here, is it right to move on from Daniel Jones, especially knowing the contract that they did give him?
I actually think that it is, Laura, and not because, look, I would sit and debate what type of player Daniel Jones is. And I think while that certainly is up for debate, I think you can boil it down to his inability to stay healthy. And sometimes it's out of the player's control. I get that. But to me, this isn't really all that different than Jimmy Garoppolo in San Francisco when it was, his production was good when he was available, but when he wasn't, you saw how the team would end up suffering. And so that's what happened in New York. I think it boils down to, can you stay healthy or can't you? And the quarterbacks that are in this draft, how close you are to getting somebody that is a really good prospect at the position. And so, look, I think that when you're at 6, you're certainly in striking distance to get to the top 3 if you're not comfortable with taking one at 6, or maybe even moving back and taking somebody later in the first round. But I think they have to go quarterback in the first round.
I agree. I mean, you need a quarterback. Daniel Jones has played solid in certain times, but he's coming off of an injury. And your future of this organization is in your hands, and you are in prime position. And as what we know in recent years, it is really tough to get in these positions to get a quarterback. And to Coach O'Connell's point, this is a really deep class. Mara actually likened it to 2004 when they got Eli Manning and they traded for him and they had Kerry Collins, and he felt like, you know what, if they have a quarterback that's on the board that they think could change the face of the franchise and what their fate is going forward, you got to pull the trigger. And I think that's a scenario that the Giants are in. They understand that this is a deep class and they have to look for the opportunity to upgrade that position for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, as you heard our Giants reporter Jordan Raanan say, the Giants can get out of the Daniel Jones contract after the 2024 season. All it costs is a $22 million dead cap hit, which they can spread out.